good morning. Welcome to the 100% remodel and restoration of my great-great-grandfather's $7,000 mansion. Today is gonna be, we'll just put it this way. We have a really busy day today. Number one, I have this concrete mixer that we used yesterday down in the basement. I need to go return this back to the rental store. This bad guy rents for $100 a day, and I don't really want to get charged another $100 rent for it when I'm not going to be using it. And then I also got this big vibrator thing. We're going to be bringing that back as well. So for today, when it comes to house stuff, we are going to be working down in the basement. We are currently in the middle of pouring a new footer underneath of our foundation walls. So we have 1/3 of the basement poured. We just chunked out 1/3 of the floor, dug up underneath, and then poured concrete, put in our rebar and everything else. So we still have the 2/3 to go. So today we are going to come in with a jackhammer. We're going to break up another 1/3. We're going to get started with some digging. So that way we can kind of get things prepared. So that way we can do another pour, and then we'll have 2/3 of our new footer done. And then we'll just have 1/3 to go, which we're looking forward to because this job is not really a lot of fun. All right, Roman, by the time I get back from town, you need to have all this done, okay? Okay, yeah, good.
I'll get one all done.
Hey, if he starts speaking his Ukrainian thing where you can't understand him and stuff, just call me. I'll set him straight.
Okay. Ще не говорить.
He's doing it already.
Truth be told, I honestly do not enjoy running into town, into the store, buying all the stuff and all the run around in the vehicle. I know it's easy, it's cushy, we're sitting in air conditioning, but I honestly really enjoy the construction process, and I like working with my hands, and I like watching the actual change happen in front of my eyes. But this stuff needs to be done, so I'm biting a bullet for the team, and I'm running in and getting this stuff. So I'm hoping I can do it in less than 2.5 hours. We'll see what we can do. Keep me accountable here. It is 9:20 in the morning. See if we can make it back by noon. Bienvenidos a la tienda de alquilar. Okay, we got everything turned back in, and we did not get hit with the late fee, thank goodness. And I just want to say, at this store, the people here are so nice. When you come up to them, they sit there, well, they come up to you and they're like, hey, what can I help you with today? What problems are you having? How can we make this better? Where it's like other places you go and they're like, what do you want? It's just so refreshing. So good job, people who work here. It makes me feel good. You guys are expensive, but it makes me want to keep coming back because you're nice. You just make me feel good. Now we're gonna take a quick trip through town. No. We are here. Say Big Mud.
Paul is not here, but he gave us a task to chip out all this concrete while he is gone, and we accepted the challenge.
Order pickup! Oh boy, I always struggle getting close enough to this thing without smacking my mirror. Look how far my mirror sticks out, a mile. Shingles and wood, shingles and wood, shingles and wood. All the way down there to the end. They have 195 bags of concrete, so I ordered all 195 of them, and I have no idea if this is honestly going to fit on the trailer, but we're about to find out. The way this trailer is designed, you can't really get to the middle with the forklift because we couldn't get the pallets to slide, so this is what we got. We're slightly squatted, just pointing uphill a little bit with the truck. Not the safest thing in the world if I was gonna be driving 100 miles, but I just have a few miles to go, so I am just going to go slow, and we're gonna be very careful. And for ease and speed, since I'm already in town today, we're making a little bit of a special trip. Bienvenidos a Subway. 2 for me, 1 for Justin, 1 for Roman. And then I also got Justin some M&Ms because I'm truly curious to see how bad his color blindness actually is. So we're gonna run a little test. Well, our trip unfortunately took a little bit longer than we anticipated, or longer than we hoped for it to. It is now 12:52. It's quite a bit warmer, and we are ready to go work in the basement.
Stop throwing trash in here. It's not trash box.
That was already in there.
Take this out of here.
It's like this all day with these two.
Hey Justin,
What?
what do you think? I covered my mouth for you.
Good. Now quit talking.
So while I was off in Menards and Subway and everything else that Justin and Roman needed, they got started down here in the basement, so this is what they've been doing. We got the concrete pieces that we just poured, so this is the first third of the actual footing that goes underneath of this wall. So Justin and Roman have been breaking up the concrete that is against the wall, and it looks like they got started doing a little bit of the digging. They've got about half the basement done so far, so I'm gonna start right here with the jackhammer. Break this up, we'll clean out the concrete pieces, and then we'll get started digging. We don't want to do any digging underneath of the wall yet because we're still waiting for the concrete that we just poured the other day to set up a little bit more and become a little stronger. But once that gets a little bit stronger, then we will be able to dig under the wall. So in the meantime, we're just going to get everything out in the open that's not holding anything structural right now. We now have all the concrete broken out along the perimeter of the entire basement, and we have as much soil dug out as we are comfortable digging out. So now, those 195 bags of concrete that I got from Menards this morning, we need to truck those bad boys down the stairs because they're not gonna do it themselves. Each one of these bags weighs 60 pounds, and there's 64 bags per pallet here, so we're talking like almost 4,000 pounds worth of concrete per bag, 12,000 pounds to carry down into the basement. We can do 1 pallet in 15 minutes. So if we keep things moving, we should have these downstairs in 45 minutes. It's currently 3:47. We should have this done by 4:30 if all goes well. $4:52. We stopped and took a little snack water break. Is anybody willing to bet if that tower of leaning bags is going to continue standing like that until we get the concrete poured or not? I think it's going to get a little bit of a lean to it and just poof. We definitely got the most daunting task out of the way, which was carrying these down. Our system worked pretty good with being able to slide them down the board. Then I could just haul them in from the top, and then board just slid down right here, and then Justin and Roman could stack them. Nobody likes carrying the concrete bags down the stairs. And look at this. They even poked a hole in my shirt. Got caught on my belt buckle. Just enough rubbing. Ruined a perfectly good shirt. Next step, grab the shovels and start digging. 1 scoop down. 55,814 to go. Let me rephrase that a little bit. Justin and Roman have 55,000 scoops they have to do because I get to farm today. We've been working in the house for so long, it's a little hard to tell because we're not giving weather updates on the outside, but it's been so rainy for the last 2 weeks. We've got like 9 inches of rain, and we have a very small window right now of where it's maybe dry enough for us to be able to go out and get a little bit of field work done. So we're gonna take advantage of it because they're also talking rain tomorrow. I'm gonna be running that thing around. Justin and Roman are gonna be digging in the house.
It is day number N. I don't know what number of days we were digging, so it's number N, the vague number. And we are digging another set of holes to put the rebar and make another pour. Something that we need to do is pump this water out because amount of rains that we had, the water just keeps coming in and raising our water table, which we don't want because some of the holes that we dug out had water in them. I don't know how many gallons are in there, but we've done it several times already, and it should take probably a good hour or hour and a half to lower it down to the bottom. Are we getting water?
Yeah, it's peeing out.
We want this water as far away from the house as we can. So we had this little extension going, and everything is flooding here, but it's gonna go downhill at least. Are we gonna watch the water go down?
Mm-hmm. Found my spot for the rest of the afternoon.
Favorite dispute? The head.
Yeah.
A lot of the truth.
What happened?
Scraped some rebar. Cost of doing construction.
Are you going home now?
No, I'm just gonna wash it up a little bit.
Well, it's the cost of doing remodel. I'm thinking this is our last hole before we're ready to pour. What we'll be doing next, I'll be finishing that dig and Justin is cutting the rebar. So our next move is going to be finishing that hole and putting rebar in our holes that we dug out so we can set the rebar and hopefully start pouring today. As our well got magically filled up with all the clay we dug out, now actually I don't have any more room to put our dirt unless it goes out. But what we were thinking to do is actually cut a hole out because two basements are going to be connected. But since we're going to be doing this and we will have all this material now and not having place for it, what I need to actually do is now work on the footings here so we can create a support structure to accommodate our future opening, which that's what I'm super vague because we're still not clear where exactly it's gonna go. We're just gonna pour footings pretty much where we're thinking it might be, so we have the foundation for it. Most likely it's gonna be in the center, which I already found the center of the room, and it's gonna be 6 feet opening. So center, 3 feet this way, 3 feet this way. It's gonna be a walkway, and we have this guy in the way. So I don't know what's the update on the electricity. Obviously it needs to go before we are able to cut the hole. But in the meantime, we can pour our footings to support our walls. We don't need anything here because this section is just going to be gone. Why it is important to have an opening now? That is because we can just simply dig out the ramp to the outside and have equipment come in and do any kind of demo or hold the stuff out without actually carrying it in the buckets. So the well is full of clay. We need to take all this out to see what we can do as far as the footings here and go from there.
And I am now officially back from farming. We got everything done. Justin and Roman got all the holes dug. They removed a lot of dirt. And then they took like 20 sticks of rebar, got everything cut up, tied up. So our rebar structures are now built. We are ready for concrete. And while I was gone, our new addition to the team came in. This is our 3.5 cubic foot concrete mixer with a 3/4 horsepower electric motor. We can throw 2 bags in there, plug it in, turn it on, and then we come up to our holes, and then we can dump in our concrete. But here's the thing. We bought this like 2 weeks ago, or we ordered it 2 weeks ago because we thought we were gonna do the entire pour with this. And then when I went into the rental store the other day to pick up a vibrator, and this hadn't came in yet, they had a continuous mixer and it rents for $100 in a day. Roman and I poured 177 bags in 5 hours. So that thing was lightning fast. So just in the time savings alone, renting that for $100 is actually cheaper to run than this. So now we have this for some other little pours that we're gonna be able to do. But since that other one's so fast, we're just gonna be running in there. We need to pick up a concrete vibrator anyway, so we're gonna be at the rental store. So we're just gonna pick up the fast one and we should be able to get this pour done in just a few hours. You have a valid driver's license, correct?
Yes. What's the destination, sir?
We got chauffeur Roman driving us around today, so that way we can work on our phone while Roman's driving. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the rental store.
That's my first day in the real world of being certified strapper.
Oh, you got the invisible straps too.
What are those?
This one, invisible.
Oh, camouflage? Chameleon?
All right, I'll let you out when we get home. Don't fall, Roman. And don't let go. This thing's kind of heavy. So this is our fancy machine right here. On the top, we got these little pokey things. So we'll set a bag up here and then these cut the bag open for us. And then we just simply dump the bag down into the hopper. And then the hopper, it gets turned by that motor down there. And everything's gonna come out this auger on the end. And then our water hookup is on here. So all of the water mixing is done automatically right here. And then it falls out of the end of the chute completely ready to go. And then this particular unit has a knob on the bottom. So if we want it to be a little bit wetter, we can open it up, add more water in. If we want it to be drier, we can turn it down. That is super stinking handy. So this is all hooked up and ready to go. Now I learned a couple things from last time. Number one, we want to wear a mask. We learned this real quick on our first pour with the bags. But one thing I'm gonna do different today is I'm going to be wearing gloves because the concrete dries your hands out severely. And actually it cut me last time, it burned. I got concrete burns on my skin. They kind of healed up now, but it was literally like a rug burn type of cut. And then the other thing, I'm wearing a hat this time because last time when I went to go get in the shower after we were done with all the concrete dust in the air, I dunked my head under water and I pulled it out and my hair wasn't even wet. There was so much concrete dust in my hair, it was keeping my head from getting wet. So we're gonna try to keep the shower a little cleaner today and rock a hat. So we got everything hooked up now. We are ready to get started pouring. Wait a minute. We gotta look into what one of these holes looks like. So every one that we're gonna be pouring looks the same today. Well, they're not the exact same shape, but they have the same things in them. So Justin and Roman, while I was in the field, they dug everything out. So all the dirt's now out. They dug all the way underneath the wall, about that far past the wall on the other side. Then they came in and then they put this rebar structure in. So we have 2 mats. Everything's basically like 5 inches on center. And it's 1/2 inch rebar, and then it is over tied into the next pour by 20 inches. So we are simply just going to be coming in today, dumping in concrete, getting it up to about here. We're gonna be using a vibrator to be able to push it to the back, so that way everything's brought up equal, and we are just simply pouring a footer underneath of our existing foundation wall. I'm pretty much over the method of cleaning stuff with just this old stiff bristled brush, so we're gonna try to pull this bad boy out down here at the main heated shop where we have the power washer. This thing should just come apart like this, and then like that. Pull it apart. A little bit of a dry spread on our rock. Look at this, we now have the concrete mixer all cleaned up. That thing literally looks like brand new. We got it all strapped in, it's not going anywhere. We got the concrete vibrator all cleaned up, and that is also put in there, so we are ready to bring that back in the morning. Now, for the past couple weeks, it's been pretty soggy out here in the yard, so we haven't been able to drive in it, and the dump truck's been full of a load of scrap metal. Well, Cooper just brought that in this morning, so we have an empty dump truck, and we have a massive pile of trash that we need to get picked up before it rains again. So we are going to do that right now. Cleaned up. It's looking good. Today was like 85 degrees out. It was hot. It's starting to cool down now. We have a little bit of a breeze, but it actually feels better in the basement. Whew. Okay, yeah, this is actually so much better. It's like 10 degrees cooler down here. It literally feels like the air conditioning is on. We don't have the breeze, but it's nice and cool. We had a day today. We did a lot of work. Roman especially did a lot of work, but the good news is we got the second footer pour done. Now that we've got 2 pours in, we can definitely start to see how this is gonna work a lot better. So this light gray concrete right here, we already have a footer poured under this 3-foot part. This was the first pour, and then we just dug out, put the rebar in, and poured the concrete in the second pour. And then the third pour right here, this is still soil, so we need to dig this out and then put in all of our rebar, and then we'll pour concrete in here. And then we will hit another spot where this was first pour, second pour we have not done, first pour. So really this last pour, we'll be able to tie in all of this concrete together, and then we will have a footer underneath underneath the foundation walls in the basement. And then we will be able to get started here on the middle floor, and we will get everything all tore up, and we will be able to make grade with the soil down beneath of it. We'll be able to get all of our drain lines in, all of our perimeter drain lines in, and everything. And then we will get insulation laid down, heated floor lines laid down, rebar laid down, pour the concrete, and then we will basically be done with concrete construction in the basement, and I'm looking forward to that. This concrete work is some tough stuff. If you are a concrete person, absolutely put your hands together for you guys, because thank you. You guys do a lot. Just think of all the things we use concrete for. It's literally like everything. This is a wear on the body. I will absolutely sleep super good tonight, and I mean, there's a lot of work that comes with this. And when you're looking at what is ahead, it is a pretty daunting task when you look at the mountain of work that needs to be done in order to pour concrete, and all the mountain of work that needs to be done while pouring concrete. But here's the thing. On the other side of things that are difficult is the things that make it worth it. We are putting in a ton of work right now into this house, but every day we are eating the elephant a little bite at a time, and before we know it, the elephant is going to be gone, and we are going to have an absolutely beautiful house being built. So while we may not always be doing the funnest activities, and it may be physically demanding or mentally demanding on us, we just do it anyway, regardless of how we feel, because it needs to be done. And honestly, these bags of concrete don't really care if I'm tired or not. They just want to be poured. So we just have to sometimes bite down and say, ain't nothing to it but to do it. Okie dokie, I am heading home. We had a solid day's worth of work today. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.